I hope you like it. Unfortunately, I've talked about it before, so I think I'll be able to provide some value to you. I came across meditation through yoga back in '99. I was doing Ashtanga yoga through a VHS cassette tape. All you here actually look old enough to know what that means. And at the end of the practice, the corpse pose at the end was my favorite part. I just feel this incredible feeling. I was like, hey, what is this? And I found out it was meditation, and I've been hooked on it ever since. And I've slowly learned to apply it, not only just as a way to relax, but as a way to provide a lot of success and sort of drive a lot of the positive things in my life. I mean, it helped me, well, this sounds negative, but it's positive. It helped me realize I was in a bad relationship and end my first marriage. It helped me find my wife that I have now. It helped me realize that I did not want to spend my whole time in a corporate queue, which is why a lot of you are probably here, and go out and pursue entrepreneurship. And so I now have 2 companies, the Meditation Mind, and I also have an IT company. And it helps me be more present in everything. One of my most popular published articles was how meditation makes me a better husband. Of course, life has a way of helping you grow. I immediately had a fight with my wife that night when I was talking about my great insights I had in relationships. But generally, we get along a lot better than that. And so it can help you in a lot of ways. And today I want to talk about how it's going to help you in business, because I found it helps a lot. And I've been managing some rather large projects for the government right now, and I need it a lot. When you're dealing with the government, there's a lot of things that don't make sense, and you got to find your happy place. For me, meditation's got me there. And so I'll share some of those stories if we have time here.
It's the right click.
So which one?
The right button.
Side
Meditation helped me keep calm when I don't know how to work the clicker.
Yes.
Breathe in.
There you go.
I still talk fast even when I meditate. That one. Okay. Here we go. Here's what we're going to talk about. And I'm just going to dive right into each one. Meditation misconceptions. That guy from the corner. You know, meditation sometimes gets a rap as it's mystical. I mean, it's becoming more mainstream now, but the concept of having to sit in a certain position or look a certain way or believe a certain thing doesn't matter at all when it comes to meditation. A lot of it comes down to intention and finding the right technique for you. So, I mean, when I first would get into meditation, I went out and bought a book called Zen Mind, Beginner's Mind, which some people happen to love. I didn't particularly care for it because it was talking about these Zen koans, or how to think of nothing. And when you go into something and try to think of nothing, that's the guarantee you're going to be thinking of a lot of things and there won't be nothing. Fortunately, there's a lot of ways, a lot of different techniques that can help you get to that focus and that sort of peak experience in meditation. And the misconception that it's hard or that it's easy, I mean, really, it's like anything in life. You go to your particular skill set you bring, your focus that day, what you have going on. A lot of things are going to affect your meditation experience in a given day. So how meditation helps? It helps with a lot of health benefits. Easier access to intuition is one that I find that really works well with business. It helps with surgery. I had knee surgery 5 weeks ago. I was listening to meditations during the surgery that were telling my body, don't treat this pain as a negative, treat it as a positive. It's helping you heal. A little woo-woo stuff in there as well, but the point being I'm now at 3.5 months recovered after 5 weeks, according to my doctor, so it did help. And I've had a couple surgeries, unfortunately I've had to have, but the meditation for surgery each time has helped me heal faster, and this is based on a lot of science, a lot of doctor research. There's a lot of things behind how meditation helps you from a physiological and physical standpoint with very practical results, not just, hey, I think I feel better. It's a doctor looking at your results and saying, hey, you're healing twice as fast. Who uses meditation and visualization? Well, it's a lot more people in public than it used to be. Here are just some of them that I compiled. One particularly amazing guy with it was Arnold Schwarzenegger. I mean, I know he's not getting the best press these days, but I read his autobiography, and the way he can vision something and literally hold that meditative vision and sort of, he calls it leaning into his vision, where he just pictures it, he gets how it's going to feel, and then he's off to the races. He still has to do all those actions, but he's holding that meditative vision and that focus, and that helps drive, because how you feel on the inside, often your outside world helps to organize in a way that you want it. But it's holding that clarity of vision. And he was one particular person you normally wouldn't think of. You think more as physical appearance, but he would talk about how he would picture when he would win the events, it almost wouldn't be as exciting because he had pictured them so vividly in his mind that it was like, oh yeah, I knew this was exactly how I rehearsed it in my mind. So yeah, it's just another day at the office, which I thought was kind of fascinating. Meditation like dieting. So there's all this food out there. There's another diet book every day. I mean, there's how different people are going to eat. Wheat versus gluten-free. I see this is a wheat crowd with those pizzas. I'm actually gluten-free, so I'm going to probably just, I don't know, watch you eat and be hungry. Vegas, that's a typo. That's vegan versus primal. I'm a primal gluten-free person, but other people are vegans, other people like wheat. And I mean, there's all these different ways, and it'd be like, how can two people follow the same diet and have a totally different experience? Well, everyone's wired differently. That's the same with meditation. I'm going to show you the next slide or two here. There's hundreds of variables that can go into meditation. It isn't not to dissuade you from, oh God, I've got to go through a 500-day course this guy's going to sell me. I don't mean that. But I mean, if you've tried it before and it just didn't work out, it just wasn't the right style. There's a lot of different factors that go into a quality meditation versus one that might not work. So if you've tried it and it hasn't panned out, I encourage you to just check for a different style. Or if you like one but you feel like it's getting stale or doesn't work that well the particular day, you might want to mix it up. So here are some different techniques. There's something called mindfulness, which is somewhat popular. There's a lot of doctors that back it. And it's the concept of sitting and watching your thoughts, which can be tricky, but for the people that stick with it, it works quite well. But if you just try that on your own one day, you might find, hey, this meditation is a bunch of garbage here. All I can do is think of what I'm thinking about. But with proper training on this technique, it's very popular. Chanting and mantra, I think John mentioned it briefly, and sometimes finding a phrase that you can go to repeat over and over. Transcendental meditation, which was popularized by the Beatles and a lot of Hollywood types. They're really transcendental is based on mantra, where you get a particular phrase you're going to speak, and you're going to say it over and over again, and it gives your mind one thing to focus on, cuts off all the other thoughts, and drops you into meditation almost like through the back door where you don't even know what's coming. Guided meditation is quite popular. That means someone's telling you things to either picture or how to breathe. Music is a popular one because sometimes people get distracted by hearing people tell them how to meditate. And then with the music, they can sort of get with the musical flow and get into a deeper experience. Other people, the music makes them nod off. Again, it comes back to what are you experiencing, what's going to work for you. Imagery visualization, that's like Arnold was talking about. Binaural beats is something I'm going to get into in a couple slides, so I'll hold that for then. Active, there's a guy named Osho. I don't know if you've heard of him. He's an Indian mystic. Very popular. He wrote a book of secrets. It's a 600-page book. You pop it. His instructions were to throw it on the ground. Whatever page it opens to, that's what you're supposed to do. He's a little different. But he has a couple interesting active meditations where you physically act. You jump around or you hoot and holler, all these different ones, and then you drop to the ground. And because you've been moving around and then suddenly you drop to the ground, inevitably, everyone can experience a meditation that way. And it's somewhat of a different angle. You'd be like purposely getting out of your comfort zone, then dropping it and breathing. And just like you've been doing yoga for a half an hour, worked every time. Very, very interesting. So that's one to try out if nothing else fails and you're really stressed out from your entrepreneurial day. So here's what I was talking about with all the different factors that go into a good meditation. I mean, the person that inspires me the most in meditation is a man by the name of Robert Monroe. Other people say he sound like a used car salesman. I was horrified. It's like, you're talking about my metaphysical grandfather here. Come on. But some people want the female voice, some want the male. Does it matter the intention? Do you put what you're going to focus on up front? Do you wait until you're fully relaxed? Other people get fully relaxed and they forget about what they were meditating about. You got to like journal or reflect after the meditation how it affected you and what the value was. Time of day is a big thing. Usually earlier the better. And as entrepreneurs, you get home, you still got 1,000 things to do. You got your family and whatnot. It's time to carve out time to meditate. So you got to try to experiment with when you can actually find the time. Positioning doesn't matter a lot unless you find that you're going to sleep. All those things about how I'm supposed to stand, hold my hands. Meditation's a very internal thing. It's about shutting out the outside world to focus on what's inside. So as long as you're able to do that, the meditation position is not going to matter all that much, in my opinion. The pacing, whether there's chanting at the beginning, chanting can really sort of quiet you down sometimes when you You just find a couple minutes in, your mind's still racing. Some sort of chant or om, even if it's low to yourself, maybe if you can sneak away to a breakout room at the office, that can help to really shut down the chatter. And so then there's ways to combine these and sort of space them out that have an effect also. So that's something to keep in mind. You hear someone raving about a meditation, you try it, and one thing turns you off, then you know, hey, the next meditation, I don't particularly want to look for this particular ocean surf. I mean, everyone's like the ocean surf, bad example. Yeah, I don't like the way this person was oming. I don't want to do that in meditation. So keep that in mind. Doesn't mean, oh, meditating is not for me. So meditation technology. Something called binaural beats, and it's a concept of you're hearing two different tones in each ear, and your brain creates a third tone that's like this, kind of like a wah, wah, wah sound. And it's the difference between the two tones. It was discovered in 1839, popularized, slowly became more popular in 1940, and then it's now becoming a lot more popular with the internet. And a guy was trying to figure out how to sort of teach himself languages when he was sleeping. And he came across that instead of that, he was able to experience different types of consciousness through sound. And the beauty of this technology is that it's like training wheels for your mind. You can feel what it's like to meditate and sort of wire into that noise rather than wondering if you're doing it right. And there's been a lot of studies behind this. There's been monks that come and say, man, this took me 10 years, and now with one tape, here I am feeling what took me 10 years to experience. So it's a very interesting technology. Now, John also mentioned something about how you change your view or your I guess you said don't say your opinion, change your view, or how you can get more aligned with the situation you're in. Meditation is about sort of changing your alignment with yourself, with others, but also, if you look here, this physical reality, but then, I mean, when you're daydreaming, you're not actually present. I was wondering, was the listening going in and out? That's when you're shifting your consciousness, maybe because you're playing things back in your head. But then there's also deep meditation, deep sleep. It's a changing of like a radio dial. So meditation, don't look at it as this thing, this overwhelming thing you've got to do. You're changing the phase of the way you think quite often, and it's a matter of using intention and focus to get to a meditative state for whatever your particular intention is, rather than looking at it as, how am I going to pull off this meditation? It's really quite natural. Now, the purpose of one of the ways that this technology works is that you're synchronizing your hemispheres of your brain. You're combining the right brain creativity with the left brain of logic, and so you're getting a whole brain benefit. So that's kind of how the frequencies tune in to the specific goals of the meditation. Well, what this chart's showing is the different type of brain waves. In the middle is a hertz reading. And so when you have a meditation technology, like in that one a couple slides ago, you have 100 hertz in one ear and 104 hertz in the right ear. So the difference is 4 hertz. If your brain's hearing that, it's in the theta state, which is the high creativity, very deep meditative state. And then if you're doing something, a meditation where, hey, I need to just quickly focus on getting this report done by 5 o'clock and I don't want to do it, then you want a meditation that's going to put you in the alpha state, so you're more heightened awareness and tuned in, but not so where you're going to be sleepy or all zoned out thinking of ideas. So it's very scientific how you can tune your brain to what you're trying to get meditation to do. So, some meditations I found help for business. Guided meditation to focus on goal achievement, where you're going to get to picture different goals, either for the business or for your life or for your health, and once you've shut down the outside world, kind of focus and really embody the goal in your mind before you see it happen in reality. Meditation music for creative tasks or for focus. When I have to some of these government projects, you do a lot of documenting. It's not pleasant. And playing meditation music in the background helps kind of wire and focus you into something maybe you don't want to focus on. You got to do a business plan, 30, 40 pages to do the next day. These meditation musics can help you get locked into actually getting the task done, and it sort of naturally focuses you in. When I have my teams of programmers, they listen to this stuff all day. They'll always be asking for the next latest version, how to mix it up. Like whatever's getting the code done, like a dealer, here you go. And then sometimes you just want to zone out and relax, because you need to rejuvenate yourself. Meditation's been great for that. So, I have a bunch of these available, And I'm going to email out a link for some people that are interested. And you can let me know emails at the end. I don't know quite how it works, how we do that, but Jason mentioned I could offer a deal to you guys. So I have a bunch of these created. I've been doing this for a long time, and I got a particular package I put together for the audience if anyone's interested. Thank you.